Yo, 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 it's the one only T-5 kid. You know, I just be random venting, expressing myself. So, I've been isolated to the point where I just became a loner. Like, I stopped depending on needing a homeboy to hang with, or being dependent on a female, needing a female for comfort. I started just loving myself, loving my inner peace, loving my lonely moments. Don't get me wrong, I'm still a social butterfly. I'm still a comedian. Gonna clown when I get on the scene. Gonna turn up, but it's just, I be alone. And that just the God honest truth. Some people in this life can't be alone. They don't know how to be alone. They always need somebody by their side. You gotta be happy with yourself. It all starts with you. Loving yourself. How can I make somebody else happy and I don't love myself? So to find that inner peace, it starts with you loving yourself. Then you get true happiness. Now you ready for that love. So it's just one of them nights. Like always, I'm always to myself. Last night, I ended up getting some, I don't know, something just told me to get up and move. I was like, Lord, I don't even know what I'm about to eat. I got banned from this Domino's. I was sat there for 5 minutes the other day. I ain't even do nothing. Police came. They tried to arrest me. Well, they were like, somebody put a trespass on me. And it's just like, so he said, who the manager? I pointed. So he went and got the manager. She said, I ain't do it. So who called? But you claim you mess with me, but you didn't stand up for me. That opened my eyes right there. Like, y'all fake. Everybody up here fake. Yeah, y'all know I'm homeless and all that. Y'all look out for food, but you're fake. If a police officer called and they saying the manager, if you didn't do it, why didn't you stand up for my name and say, oh, I'm good, I'm okay? That situation could have went to the left. I could have been put in handcuffs for a misunderstanding. Even if it was another manager who called, it's just a principle. But, I never put all my eggs in one basket, and I don't trust nobody. Because time and time over again, people showed me how they don't fuck with you. And this is just the God honest truth. You meet people, you think they're cool, they'll go behind your back and sell out. Or go down talk you, or switch up for another crowd or another friend because another friend don't like you. Or they'll believe a rumor before getting to know you. And people should learn their lesson in high school and middle school, to be honest. That's when it started. We used to listen to gossip and rumors. We'll dump a female because of the gossip. Or we'll fight our homeboys because that rumor. And couldn't find out it was all lies. To be grown and doing this, that's a lot of immaturity. A lot of childish people. So, yeah, it's just crazy. So, yeah, back to the story. I end up getting up, moving. I just walk down the street, change the little pattern instead of doing my usual. See, I like to be different. I don't like for people to figure and think they have me figured out. So if I'm in a place, I'm gonna move. Excuse me. I'm gonna move. There's a lot of creep energy going on, but yeah, I'm gonna move. I don't ever want a person to think they got me figured out. I might be in a spot for a day or two, but if I notice you're starting to notice how I move, I'm gonna switch it up. Then that way I become unpredictable. Cause now you're trying to figure out my next move. And when you think you really got me figured out, you really ain't got me figured out. Cause I got a whole different plan that I already know you're pinpointing my movements, so I move a certain way. I might move over here, over here, over here, over here, to let you think this is where I could be at, and now I just jump across town, like literally jump across town, and now you're trying to figure out where would I be across town, and I keep hitting Casper the Ghost. I know how to lose my game stalkers. I'm telling you, I know how to do it. I done did it numerous times. I done did it. You be having all these eyes on you, following you, watching you, stalking you, and you lose everybody. To not one person, nobody in the car, nobody on foot, seeing you disappear. You probably walked to the back of a building and you've gone. Like Houdini, abracadabra. You feel me? But yeah, I just trusted my heart, trusted my gut, and something told me to try what is Little Caesars, so I got a free pizza. At first I was finna walk past it, but then something told me to turn around. That inside voice. And I always trust my gut. The gut never lies. People always saying your third eye, the eye is evil, the eye is evil. They're not even smart or bright. The eye is your intuition. You feel me? That's the inner knowledge right there, the eye. Everything started out for good. Man took everything and turned it to evil. So everything that was started out good was turned to evil by man. So imagine signs were starting out good and they were turned to evil. Just regular signs. Every single thing was turned to evil. That's just the God honest truth. But yeah, I have to move around a lot because I have a lot of stalkers. But it got to a point where me being so isolated that I came to love my inner peace. And when people come around me with that annoying or bugging drama, it aggravates me, it irritates me, it irks my nerves, like literally. Some people are scared to be in the dark. Some people are scared to be alone. Being homeless made me face all my fears, face the enemies, face every adversity that came against me, every obstacle that was thrown at me, every challenge, every frame, every ambush, just every battle. I wear these scars and wounds with pride, honor, and dignity. So a person couldn't break me. They can follow me all they want. They can think they have me set up. I swear. And real life situations of fear, my fear turned to adrenaline rush. And my adrenaline rush turned to survival and fight. And it becomes like I can't say it, it's more like a daredevil. I got a daredevil energy. I really got a daredevil energy and daredevil spirit. Because, some quick situations that could have been like a situation to lose your life, it brought excitement to me to a point. Like, for instance, I almost got hit by this car on a bicycle. But I like, man, I'm about to speed up and swerve in this. I know I can make it. But it was just the mindset of me having that thought, and I did it. It was a close encounter. It was a thrill. It's crazy. It's crazy. I done did some crazy stuff that came to close to death situations, and it was like a thrill. It was like a thrill. So yeah, some people don't understand my energy. When I be put in a situation when I gotta fight for survival, it becomes anxiety of fear, but then it comes to survival, and it's like a challenge to me. Like, okay, you want to play? Well, let's play. Dennis the Menace was one of my favorite movies growing up as a kid. I used to love that because I thought that young man was so smart. How he did the bad guys. The dude off Home Alone, the little boy, man, he took them up through there to the point that eventually you're going to give up or you're going to get caught. And that's how I look at my enemies. Like, you want to play with me? Come on down. Let's take a stroll down memory lane. And that's how I look at reality when it comes to my enemies. I'm talking about I done did things like cut some barbed wires down and put it from tree to tree at the bottom of the base of the trunks and covered up with leaves, knowing they tried to come get me and they come in the woods and they tripped over their foot. You feel me? Cover up my bed like I'm laying here in the wood or wherever I was at, and there was nothing under it. And they really thought it was me. First you tripped, and then you went to a spot knowing you thought I was there and I wasn't there. And the whole time I'm over here in the bushes watching you. Like, just because I had the vision to know you was coming. You know, I'm always thinking ahead. When I go get my intuition, that's when I get hurt. Or I overlook a detail. I don't be liking distractions because some people do. So I had to learn how to be observant, be slow to speak, and quick to listen. Observe everything, be slow to speak, and a good listener. Observation was everything. So, you know, I'm always observant. I'm a Virgo. You tell me a story and I'm listening to all the details. Now, as a kid, I had a short attention span. But it's crazy now that there's nothing that get past me when you tell a story. You know, I point out every detail. You tell me a story, I'm gonna point out all the flaws in your own story that the average mind doesn't think about. And it's sometimes people like, wow, you point out so many details, you might as well be a therapist. I know, I get that a lot. I definitely get that a lot. But I'm like the psychic therapist. I'm already feeling your thoughts. But I don't even have to feel your thoughts. I feel your energy. I feel your aura. I see your aura. They got to a point when I used to be reading people's minds so well that they used to be scared to speak around me. And I used to burden them by doing that because they didn't know how to come at me. Yeah, we scared to talk around this man. He point out everything wrong with us. And I have a habit of cutting people off because I already know where they're going. But it's so subconsciously normal for me. So they don't be understanding why I do that. It's just a natural defect, if that makes sense. Well, not maybe effect that I do. So, yeah, but it triggers something in people to shun away from me or avoid me because they already know I can read their mind. And sometimes I call out their bullshit before they even do it. I'm like, yeah, so why you got this on your mind? Why you stressing about this? Why you crying over this? They be surprised. And then they don't want to admit to it. So they'll beat around the bush and lie about it. And really deep down, they know they want to talk about it. But they just can't believe that the fact that I done called it out before they even spoke it, opened their mouth to spoke it. But they keep failing to realize I tell them who I am. You don't want to believe. But then when I start calling out shit or putting everything on Front Street, you highly offended and you're in denial. I don't get it. It's like some confusing energy if you ask me. And when I see that, it just made me cut people off because they need time to heal. And if me telling them about themselves is going to make them run from the truth, and they still don't want to hear that, then you're right. You deserve to be where you at. Not around me. Because I am a healed individual. And I can talk about all my pains, my trauma, my wound. And because I can talk about it, that make me heal. People who can't talk about it, I don't want to talk about it. You know, you got the type that be like, oh, I don't want to talk about it. Why not? Why break it up and you don't want to talk about it? That defeats the purpose of talking about it or bringing it up. Just make it make sense. It's just like another thing. Common sense ain't common because a lot of people lack it. Now, that's just how I view reality. My mind thinks so different. I feel like I'm the oddball in my own city. Like literally, I be feeling like I'm the oddball, the very oddball on the pool table. I don't belong in this bracket, this category, because they're not on my level, nor is they trying to be on the level. They just want a handout to get on the level. Life doesn't work that way. It doesn't. Because a person can get it all and get to that level and still be lost as fuck. It's one thing to earn it. You earned that spot. You earned that position. Crown them. But yeah, life is very interesting. I spend most of my days listening to beats. First starting out my day, reading my Bible, pray, read my Bible, listen to beats. Sometimes go sit in the woods. Sit in the sunlight is a must. Me sitting in the sunlight is highly a must. Because I need that heat. And I be trying to raise the vibrations. So, yeah, that'd be a must with me. A lot of people don't understand the way I think. No matter how many times I go in detail trying to break down. Like Bone Thugs Harmony say. They still don't understand. And it's sad. It definitely be sad. You know, I'm all through the darkness. Some people be scared to walk through this path because it's so dark. I don't. I walk through it. I embrace the dark. Sometimes I feel comfortable in the dark. It's crazy. My brightest ideas come to light in the dark. It's like being in astral traveling or astral projecting and stepping into that black void, and you're just in a black void of emptiness, of nothing, of matter, and you're just there. And then around you just have a peace of mind, if that makes sense. So yeah, a lot of people never understand my energy. I don't fit in, and nor do I try to. When I feel like my energy and peace being disturbed, I get up and humbly move. I did it so respectfully and politely. I'm so like strategic when I walk. Like I'm always thinking outside the box. Hey, bro, you got another one? Yeah, you got another? You got another? No, I ain't got that one, though. But they can never understand me if they wanted to. You know, my mind is on a whole different degree because I don't try to fit in. I accept myself and love myself and know and understand to know that I am different. With that, I embrace that different. I embrace that uniqueness, the creative version of me, because that creative version of me is what makes me me. So people could never understand that a part about me. They'll just look at me as, oh, he's weird, he's this or that. But the whole time, you're brilliant, you're smart, you're creative, you're a critical thinker, a fast analyzer. I walk down the street and I be checking each corner, each darkness, each cut, each path. I don't just look at one thing, I observe everything. And I pay attention to little details. I don't stay stuck on the little details. I like a quick scan and I don't photograph it in my head. Made a visual. Made a visual. So yeah, I think outside the box. I move outside the box. Sometimes I be having people follow me like blocks after blocks. So while they gang stalk me, I got a person ahead of me, a person behind me, a person on the other street walking parallel like me, trying to keep up. You know, another reason is they be cloning phones. That's another thing. They be cloning phones, and because I don't know what Google company allow these people to clone phones, but that's the stupidest shit that Google could do, was allow people to clone phones, because these software and apps on the Google Play Store allowing people to clone phone. This is the reason why a lot of people are getting kidnapped. It's the God honest truth. I'm not for that shit. I'm against it. If anybody should have that technology, it should be just only police or whatever. But from me being a person being gang stalked, and all these people in my city got my location, when I turn on my location, there's a problem. And that's God honest truth. You know, they try their hardest and their best to shun me, to silence me. But what they fail to realize is I won't be silenced. I won't be silenced. As long as I have a breath to breathe in my body, I will not be silenced. I don't care how many people tell me they're going to take my life, they're going to come harm me, they're going to kill me, they're going to murder me. You still put no fear in me. I fear the Most High. You ain't the Most High, you is not shutting me up. And that's just the truth of this reality over here. I put my faith in God, and my enemies don't make it to me. Either they car flips, they end up getting killed by their own enemies, a police jump behind them, or they do something dumb and they just don't make it to me. Or some expected, unexpected, supernatural event happens to the point they got to turn around and worry about their own family. This is what really happens when my enemies come for me. It seems like the spiritual people, every full moon, for some reason, every full moon, it's like the energy is strong. That's when all the devil worshippers want to be in the woods, and witches want to be in the woods, and coven members, however you want to say the shit, potato, it sounds the same. But they want to be in the woods on some dumb shit. And that's cool and fine and dandy with me. But just don't come fucking with me with your dumbness. Because you want to dance naked in the woods, hitting spells and rituals, thinking you're going to do some form of illusion on somebody that have no power, that's going to automatically eventually be a backfire, because God gave man free will. So any man trying to control a man, the spell automatic backfire. And if you're trying to control, it backfire, it reverse the opposite of what you were trying to push out.